Hey guys, thanks for checking into the barbershop window. 2-Bit the Barber. Starting off a new series here. Basically, what I want to break down is not so much the haircutting tutorials, there's a million of them out there. What I want to get more into is customer interaction, how to retain more clientele, the way you should act with your clients. I was always taught by Mr. Tim Height, who I was lucky enough to be able to study under. The haircut's 25% of what we do. The other 75% is what actually makes you a barber as opposed to being a hair cutter. So I want to kind of get into a little bit of what that entails and hopefully help you guys progress in your careers. I've been lucky enough studying under him and getting the information that he had passed down to me to be able to make a really good career here. And just hoping I can help some of you guys out and learn a little bit more of that. The first thing I want to start off with is he always used to tell us to sell the sizzle, not the steak. What that means as far as barbering is concerned is we're not selling a haircut. I mean that's part of what we do, but the overall experience is the sizzle, and that's what's going to keep people coming into your and sitting in your chair. So as opposed to focusing 100% on the haircut, you want to do a great haircut. Everyone wants a nice looking haircut when they come in. The main thing that you want to focus on aside from that is listening to your clients, interacting with them, making them feel comfortable. You can be the best hair cutter in the world, but if you have a client sit down in your chair and you put earbuds in, you don't say a word to them, chances of them continuing to come to you are extremely small. They're People are more likely to go to someone that does a decent haircut but makes them feel good and comfortable and makes them laugh. And so you really want to get into those things. The first advice I can give is when you sit your client in the chair, have a consultation with them. You know, you want to make sure that you have a full understanding of what they want and that they understand what they're asking for. You know, so if it takes you 5 minutes to get that understanding, the haircut's going to turn out better. The client's going to be happy because they know that you're taking the time to truly understand what they want. So, for instance, I'll just kind of run down a brief interaction. You know, so the client sits down in your chair. You'll ask them, "Hey, how's your day going? What's new? Awesome, cool. What are we doing as far as your hair today? What do you like to do? How much time do you spend on your hair in the morning? Is there any problem areas that you have? You have hairs that stick up in the back. Let's talk about that and figure out the best way to go." If they tell you they want a 1 to a 2 on the sides and then 3 inches on top, do they mean that they want an undercut all around and then 3 inches on top, or do they mean they want it all blended up and transitioned? You know, those are super important questions that kind of get skipped over sometimes, and we'll just look at it and assume that we know exactly what they want, and that's not always the case. The other thing that you want to take into account is facial shape on people. So someone can show you a picture of Brad Pitt and Fury, but they might not have the correct facial shape to make that exact look go. So you need to kind of break down for them how you can give them that look but slightly different to make it look better on them. Another super, and I can't stress this enough, the most important part when you're dealing with a client, at least until you build a good relationship with them, a good rapport with them, is don't talk about yourself. You want this whole experience to be about them. The way I look at it is a client's coming to you and they're buying, depending on how you work. I don't know if you do walk-ins or if you do appointments. For me specifically, I book out a half-hour spot for each client. The haircut's usually about 15 minutes, but you want to have that wiggle room. But they're buying that slot of time from you. And for you to make that about yourself versus them is extremely detrimental. You want to be asking questions about them. You want to get to know them. That's one of the best parts and best perks of being a barber is we get paid to hang out and make friends with people all day long. And that's a win-win. You're developing a new relationship, getting a new friend, and getting paid. They're developing a new relationship, and they're getting a good looking haircut, and they're leaving with a smile on their face. So you really want to focus on building up that friendship and learning as much as you can about your clients. You want to, oh, how's the kids? Oh yeah, so Susie's how old now? 3, 4? Oh, that's great. You really want to get that understanding to be able to have that rapport with your clients. You don't want to be just their barber. You want to become a friend. You want to build on that relationship. And that's going to take your barbering career to the next level. When you have a relationship with someone versus just them sitting in your chair, you throw in your earbuds, put on the cape, cut their hair, and kick them out of the chair, that's not exactly the most comfortable experience. When you start getting in and they get to know you, you get to know them, you're locking that client in probably for life at that point. So the main thing, I see it all the time, is people sitting down in a chair, and the barber is instantly going to start talking about their day and how things have been going with themselves. Where you really want to direct everything towards them. Even if they ask you a question about how your day's going, give them a brief answer. Like not a rushed answer. Oh, my day's been great. How has yours been? Instantly turn that around. Keep the questions rolling about them. Make them feel comfortable, make them feel accepted, and make sure that they know that this time is their time to get off of all the stress from work, all the stresses that they're facing at home. The barbershop is the place that they can go and get things off their chest and just get away from their problems for 15, 20, 30 minutes. Depending on how you cut, maybe even an hour, where they're just getting to kick back, relax, and do their thing. We live in a social environment as barbers. You look all the way back, and the barbershop was where everyone congregated and hung out and talked about everything going on in the community. You want it to be about that more so than you want it to be about you. It's super selfish of us to try to make the focus about ourselves versus our clients. You think about it, you go to a restaurant. Do you want your server to tell you their life story the whole time, or do you want them to ask how you're doing, take your order, and give you your food? Exactly. You want them to make it about you because they're serving you. We are here to serve our clientele. It's a service-based industry. But beyond the restaurant industry, what's so cool about ours is we're going to see them again, and we're going to become friends. A lot of my clients, I made friends with in barber school. And here now, all this time later, they're still coming in and seeing me, and we build a rapport. There's some of them that it's even gotten to the point where I go hang out with them outside of work because I just enjoy their company. It's those relationships that you really want to build up, and you need to kind of learn your audience. I'll touch more on this in later videos, but you want to be yourself, but you want to be the right amount of each personality trait you have for each client. If there's something about you that might possibly rub people the wrong way, you want to kind of tone that down just a little bit, and ramp up just a little bit the other parts of your personality that each person's going to like. And it's going to change from person to person. Part of it's just social structure, learning how to read people a little bit. And it's going to help you so much in the long run. I know this is kind of a brief video, not a lot of detail. The following videos coming up over the next couple of weeks, we're really going to get into some serious detail. But I really want to emphasize the fact in this video that their time is purchased from you, and it needs to be about them. So the most important tip I can give as a barber is to make the time in the chair the best part of their day. No one else during their day may make the day about them. They have kids at home. Maybe their wife's having a hard time, or their girlfriend or boyfriend, whatever it is. They might be having a hard time with them, and so they don't get that time to just sit back and focus and be themselves and have someone put that attention on them. And we all know it at work. The focus isn't on us. There's so many other things going on. We need that break, even if it's every 2 weeks, every 3 weeks, like they're going to look forward to that. They're going to look forward to coming in and being like, oh man, Two-Bit was just, he's so good. He just treats me like a normal human being and wants to talk to me and work everything out with me. And it makes me feel so comfortable. That's the name of the game. And that's part of selling the sizzle over the steak. You can be a mediocre hair cutter while being an amazing barber. I don't want to try to make you guys think that you don't have to do a good haircut. It's important that we do that. But truly, the client interaction is way more important than the haircut that you're giving. So always make sure that that part of the sizzle is being sold up front before the haircut. The haircut's a perk. Them leaving with a nice looking haircut is just a perk. The smile on their face and the relaxation at the end of the day, that's what we truly sell as barbers. So if you guys want to catch up on more of these videos, I'll be updating at least once a week, possibly more. If you have questions or comments, anything like that, please feel free to leave them down below. I'll try to check them as often as I can. And if there's some really good questions on there, maybe those will turn into videos as well. But yeah, if you want to catch up on more of these as they come, hit the subscribe button, do all that YouTube stuff. You know what I'm talking about. And I'll catch up with you guys in about a week. Thank you.